Okay, so on that habit front, then I feel like lifestyles are nothing more than just a collection of habits, right? So whether you want to live a sedentary lifestyle and eat processed food, that's a choice. That's a collection of choices. Whether you want to live an active lifestyle and eat a more plant-focused approach, that's a collection of choices. Whether you choose to eat a paleo diet, that's a collection of choices, right? So give us an example of some choices that are very strategic that you make on a daily basis, every single day, to simplify your life, to simplify the logistics of eating a plant-based diet. And these are hopefully habits that truly do work, that are applicable to other people. Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question, Cyrus. So I'm going to start with my activities. So what I've been doing lately, every morning the alarm does not go off. I get up, 6:15. I have my swimsuit and goggles all laid out by my mountain bike, so I don't have to think. I lay everything out the night before. And then I get on my mountain bike and I bike 8.5 miles to the pool. I swim for an hour with the Master Swim program because of the accountability. I've been swimming with these guys and gals for almost 30 years as part of this Master's program. We are as tight as you can be, and we keep each other accountable for being there at practice. So I'm doing that literally 6 mornings a week, but I bike there, swim, bike home, and then as soon as I get home, it's always the Rips Big Bowl cereal. Okay? This is, I've been doing this cereal for now 33 years, and I'd say it's probably the foundation of my success. I've so adored this cereal that I used to mix it. I got the Uncle Sam's toasted flakes. I get the organic oats. I get the bite-sized shredded wheat and the Ezekiel 4.9 or grape nuts. I mix those together in a bin, and then I would put those in a bowl, and then I'd take whatever fruit I had and I'd put it on top. But now, we commercialized that in when I was at Whole Foods. So we had the commercialized version. We had 3 actually. We had a raisin with all those inclusions. We had a banana walnut, and then we also had a triple berry. And we just redid them. And I'm going to show you guys because I'm so proud of them. So this is a new one we got. This is our berry almond Rips Big Bowl cereal. Again, we're using the organic oats. We have sourced the most amazing dried berries, and these are almond slices. So it appears like there's a lot, but there really isn't. And then we've got the date and raisin. These are the best quality dates. Robbie, you would give it a 2 thumbs up. And then we've got a banana walnut, and these are just dried bananas that are insanely good. So super proud of those. But the big bowl, I never blow it for breakfast because I always have the big bowl. And when I don't do that on the weekends, I'll do pancakes or waffles with the kids. Lunch, I always yes.
Okay, so let's go back to this real quick because I think you just hit on something that's very important, which is that, correct me if I'm wrong, you go for a workout and you're hanging out with people and you're working hard. You have a community of people that you know, like, and trust, and you've been with them for a long time. So that gives you kind of like a shot of dopamine because you're like, oh, cool. High five. Sounds like a plan. I got my workout done. You got your workout done. Cool. So you're riding high after that. You then go home and you are excited, genuinely excited about the breakfast that you're about to eat. You think about it beforehand. You salivate. You're like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat this big bowl. I cannot wait. I just worked so hard. This is going to be really fun. So your breakfast is actually something that's really exciting. True or false?
Oh, I get excited to wake up in the morning just for that big bowl cereal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I want to hit on this topic for a second here because I think one of the things that people think in their head when they're transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle is oh, okay, great. I'm going to eat a bunch of carrots and tomatoes. Yay. I cannot wait. And you're like, no, are you kidding me? That's not even,
No.
that doesn't even factor into this, right? We're not talking about eating a bunch of salads for breakfast or for any meal necessarily, right? You get to eat fruits, vegetables, starchy vegetables, legumes, whole grains, mushrooms, herbs and spices, And so you can really create some very incredibly tasty meals with this. So I think what you're hitting on is something very important, which is that if you create meals that are very exciting, then you're going to eat them. You're going to want to eat them, and then you're going to eat them, and you're going to feel great. And it's okay if that meal is literally the same meal every single day for 33
Yes.
years.
And
right?
so that's a really good observation, Cyrus. And what I would say to add to that is, and you've probably heard this before, but I think one of the reasons why I've been so successful is because I've kept it simple, right? And the by keeping it simple, I think your chances of blowing it are much greater, and your chances of success are phenomenal. And then what I do to kind of vary it up is I'll throw in chia seeds, hemp seeds, ground flaxseed meal, depending upon what I have in the freezer or in the fresh bin. I'll throw on a mango, I'll throw on frozen blueberries, raspberries. This is, for me, this isn't just this cereal and then a plant-based milk, right? It's a lot more than just that. But because I have that foundation that's so easy, everything else is a piece of kale. Yeah, but I love that, the sense of community, getting home, salivating over the big bowl cereal, and now we're like rip roaring and ready to start the day.
Ready to start the day. Now, one meal that people seem to struggle the most with is dinner. So what tips can you provide when they're getting home from work late and they're in a pinch, they're on the road, they're traveling? What is a go-to simple dinner meal that you can recommend? Again, maybe give some options. The devil's in the details here to execute. And be honest, like, does it taste good? Is it actually delicious? Some of these short, easy to make meals.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best ever. So I will say the shortest and easiest go-to meal that I have is always rice and beans extravaganza. And now, I don't know what you guys do, but I can tell you what I do is, so my wife loves making beans. But if you live in a house where you don't make beans, then just get the canned, no salt added beans. That's the way to go, right? I think Eden makes some great ones. There's a lot of different companies. And get yourself some kidney beans, black beans, pinto beans, chickpeas, and you're kind of like, you're set. Butter beans. And then, so just with those beans there, I've got 4 or 5 different meals that I can put on top of my brown rice. If you get sick of doing brown rice, you can do pearl barley, you can do amaranth, millet, quinoa, all those work. Our go-to is always either quinoa right now or brown rice, and it's typically because you can buy those in frozen packs, and then you just throw it in the microwave and they're ready in 2.5 minutes. So literally between the beans and the grain, I can have those done in less than 4 minutes. And that I'm not exaggerating there. Between throwing it in the microwave and then putting your beans in the saucepan, 4.5 minutes. And then what I'm doing while those guys are cooking is I've got out the green onion and I'm cutting that up, or the tomato that I'm dicing up, or the bell pepper. And then, I usually use a little avocado. That may not be, mastering diabetes approved. And then a little salsa, and then you're good to go. But literally, if I was a bachelor, I would probably have that meal 5 days a week. And I would just rotate with my grain and my bean, and I'm good to go. The other thing I would do is I would rotate out for the grains with potatoes. So I would do sweet potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes, russet potatoes, any potato. And I would rotate that out for the grain, but I'd still do the beans. And then I would also we got to be doing our green leafies. So, in a saucepan, I love throwing in, and I like to chop it up really fine. Actually, Cyrus, when you were at my house the other day, you made that salad. You were like a chef, just like taking that kale. but I agree. The kind of almost the smaller and chopped up it is, the more flavor there is there. And then when you add a little bit of a sauce, it gets in there, whether it's just lemon juice or whatever. But I always like doing a little bit of greens at night as well, whether it's just kale or collards or Swiss chard or just a kick-ass salad. But what I do for lunches is I always take my leftover dinners, because we always have leftovers, because we always make more than we need. And then I'll take that, and that's for lunch the next day. And I'd always find that it tastes almost better the next day after the flavors have kind of marinated. And I throw everything together in one big Tupperware container. So I'll put the rice and the beans and any leftover veggies I have, the onions and the tomatoes and the bell peppers. And that's lunch. And sometimes I'll put them on a pita bread sandwich. Throw it in the pita bread and have a great pita bread sandwich, just for a little variety. We love making a couple dishes. One is a lentil oat loaf. And what we will do is we will make that, and we will make 5 or 6 at a time. And so we've got 5 in the freezer, and we pull it out that morning. We let it de-thaw, and then it's totally ready in 30 minutes. You just throw it in the oven, and then you're done. And then all you got to do, you just need to focus then on, well, what are some sides that I want to accompany this? So maybe you've got some corn on the cob that you want to put on the grill, or maybe you've got, again, some green leafies. One of our favorite things these days, Robbie and Cyrus, we get frozen broccoli, and then we blacken it. And so we put it in a skillet frozen. We put it on medium-high heat, and then we add a little bit of a seasoning to it, and that's it. And it's blackened, and it rocks. And we'll do the same thing with cauliflower. We love taking frozen cauliflower, throwing it on a cookie sheet with some parchment paper, and then putting some low-sodium tamari on top and a little bit of nutritional yeast, and throw it in there at like 475 for 20 minutes. And now you've got these amazing kind of cauliflower, kind of like, I guess, sides for your dinner. But anyway, off the top of my head, those are just some things. But we do macaroni and not cheese all the time with our kids. They absolutely adore that. We love doing pasta primavera. The kids adore that. We love doing burgers. We make our own burgers at home. Kids adore that. But again, if I was a bachelor and I needed to keep it drop dead simple, I would do the Rips Big Bowl for breakfast. I'd do a sweet potato with beans and a side of greens for lunch. And then for dinner, it'd be rice and beans, veggie extravaganza on top, and a side of greens. And then I'm snacking on fruit all day long.